I can't help but post this. This happened one day back when I was 17. I'm now 24, living on my family's ranch near McLeod, North Dakota. My job, when I wasn't tending to the various chores and trivial tasks on my family's ranch, was to transport the grain of farmers from around the area during harvest season. It was good pay considering all I did was drive from point A to point B. Also, what 17-year-old boy wouldn't want to drive a huge tractor across the beautiful prairies of North Dakota? Well, that's what I thought, until the fateful day of October 18th, 2008. Yep, I remember. It was around 8 p.m., and I was doing my last load. It was dark, real dark. All I could see was the gravel road with my headlights of the tractor. I was about 10 miles from point A, heading for another 7 miles until point B, when I saw about 5 silhouettes of human figures appearing on the road, blocking any way of passing. When my headlights finally made out that it wasn't just a hallucination, I immediately stopped the tractor. I don't want to fathom the idea of killing someone, despite how menacing they appear to be. Big mistake. They just stood there stoically. They were wearing all red cloaks and gave me an emotionless expression, as if they were mindless robots waiting for a command. Since they were blocking the road and to the sides were the road's ditches, I couldn't maneuver around them. For a good minute or two, nothing happened, albeit felt like an hour, before all of them said at once in a unifying tone, "Get out!" Even though it was said subtly, the dead silence of the night and my horrendous fear of the situation, I made out those words clearly. I was now batshit panicking. I didn't know whether they meant leave the place or get out of the tractor. I was hoping they meant get out of the place. The middle person then lifted up his cloak and revealed an axe. I knew now what they wanted me to do. I knew now that they wanted me out. But instead the people all ran off into the fields to the sides, except the person holding the axe. However, in a few moments after, he just signaled towards the road in front of me and, I think, said, "Get out." He then proceeded to run off into the fields. I practically floored the tractor to get to point B. I notified the McLeod sheriff a few days later. He told me he would investigate. To this day I am dumbfounded to why they stopped me in the road only to tell me to leave. Were they some fucked up cult, or did they think I was someone else who they were looking for? I don't know. I still continue to haul grain, but not at nights. Creepy red-cloaked people. Let's not meet.
I never thought I'd share this story with anyone. I was nearly 11 at the time in a small town in Arkansas. My parents had split up at a young age, and my dad felt the need to mooch off of someone else to sustain a life of his own. An adult one, that is. If he wasn't hooked onto some poor broad's teat, he was living with his parents. My mom was so busy working or being sick we couldn't live with her, so we lived with our grandparents, and 20% of the time with Dad as well. Anyway, at the time he was in a committed relationship with a woman we'll call Amy and her kid, Samantha. Samantha was a year younger than me and my sister, who was 2 years my senior, so I was better friends with her than my sister. Downtown, there's a huge park. It's been there since my sister and I were babies, and I had some great memories there. There was a lake with a dock made to walk onto and view the lake on. Samantha and I were playing on the dock, spotting ducks and fish while my dad and her mom were about 3/4 the length of a football field away, sitting at one of the picnic tables and chatting. My big sister hadn't come, so it was just Samantha and me. Samantha was counting the ducks and attempting to call them over while I watched the bubbles form on the water from the fish swimming below. Not within 3 minutes of this, we hear someone else on the dock. It was kind of easy to, considering the dock is all wood and footsteps are quite audible. The dock, by the way, is in the shape of a T. You walk onto it, walk for a bit, and there's an intersection leading to the viewing areas. Anyway, Samantha and I are on the right side, with our backs to this person. We figured it was a fisherman, which wasn't uncommon, so we ignored it. That was until this person approached us from behind. I figured it was my dad and turned around to smile over my shoulder, but my blood went cold when I realized that it wasn't my dad at all. It was a tall man, about 6'3", wearing a dirty tan coat, a white t-shirt covered in brown stains, and a pair of jeans. He stood way too close for comfort, and the smell of gasoline stung my nostrils as he stood there. Because of the way the dock was built, he blocked off any escape unless we leapt over the benches on the sides. On instinct, I reached over and grabbed Samantha's hand, locking eyes with the man in a way that said, "Not today, man." "I'm sorry, are we in your way?" I remember saying that because I meant to say it in a deep, serious manner, and wanted to seem older than I was. Most people thought I was an older teenager anyway, so maybe he'd back off. He didn't say anything, he just simply looked at us. Suddenly, he smiled. A freaking blood-curdling, wicked, malicious, sadistic smile, all rotten teeth and tobacco stains. "Are you ladies alone?" I heard Samantha whimper beside me and cleared my throat. "No, my dad is right over there." I pointed across the way, not breaking eye contact. "And he's a cop, so if I were you, I would find another pair of kids." I regretted saying it as soon as it left my mouth. I've always had a problem of saying whatever was on my mind as soon as it was. His smile dropped and his look was dangerously cold. He suddenly reached out with his grimy, gross fingers and grabbed a lock of Samantha's hair. He twirled it around. "You have real pretty hair, sweetheart," he said. Samantha screamed and the guy began to panic. In that moment, I shoved him as hard as I could and grabbed Samantha, breaking out into a run. We ran down the dock and straight across to our parents. By now, Amy had gone back to the car and our dad was throwing away some trash. I looked behind us only to see the guy disappear into a white pickup truck parked behind the tree line. We didn't tell our parents. We didn't tell anybody. They didn't even hear Samantha scream. I've been back to that dock since, but I have never, ever let someone corner me again. I never smiled at a stranger. I gave them the same cold stare that I gave that stranger, the kind that said, "Find another kid." Samantha and Amy are out of our lives now, but I doubt she'll ever forget that experience. I certainly won't.
Hello everybody, my name is Sir Pent. First of all, thanks for watching. Your support means the world to me. Second, I would like to thank Horror Junkie for offering her talents for today's subscriber special. 5 subscribers! Woo! Hell yeah, man. But, no, I mean, I am really excited. You guys don't know how much I enjoy doing this, and the fact that 5 people have said, boy, you know, I wanna come back here later, and I want to see more of this guy, and hear more of what he does. You know, that's just, gets me right here, right in the heart. But, no, that's all I wanted to say. Check the description to, take a look at Horror Junkie's channel, as well as to drop some upvotes on those Reddit posts that I read from. So, I mean, yeah, once again, thank you all again. And, I don't know, just stick around. More coming. You guys are great. See ya.